Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Splatoon. Last night we made our way through a good chunk of World 4 here, and we only have one more Zapfish to collect before we can take on the boss of said level. So with that said, let's just go ahead and make our way over to the final level here, level 21. So working our way up, we went down just to go back up, but we need to do this because it's the only way we can get to this level, which has our next area to jump into, level 21, the unwelcome flying object. So just by the title level alone, you would think we're going to be dealing with some flying enemies here, right? Wrong. Octo Striker. I mean, technically we're not wrong because there's some flying enemies we are dealing with. We got the flying Octarians here, but you would just think from the title it'd be a little bit different. I don't know. It depends. I mean, I guess you get where it comes from. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. The title makes sense, and at the same time, it's a little misleading because you can think something else. We'll just go with that. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm saying, so let's just go ahead and continue on. I didn't kill these Octoballs. That's disappointing. I mean, they're not hard to kill, but I would have rather killed them with the bomb than my individual shots. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and use my Inkzooka because there's just so many enemies to deal with here. I don't want to bother. It's just way easier for me to deal with them if I just use the Inkzooka. It's really worth using in this sense, but here, let's just go ahead and work our way up because if we go in this area, there is a hidden box over here which has the scroll of the level. So let's just kill that guy, get him out of the way, continue on, and swap back to my burst bombs because I'm going to want to do this. Distract these guys for a little bit, which didn't last long at all. Wow. Why am I going so slow up this sponge? It's ridiculous. And dead. Perfect. Alright, so let's continue on. Now, since we're nearing the end of this level, I just wanted to go ahead and mention this level here has the abbreviation UFO. And the Octo Strikers we fight, they're all board UFOs. So I find that to be some pretty clever wordplay for this level in particular. Because it makes sense. This unidentified flying object that we're facing, which is ink strikes, are coming off of a UFO, basically. This is an unidentified flying object in general. So it makes so much sense to have this level with that abbreviation in its name. It's really clever. Also right here I can show that, yeah, you could have made an ink rail, but I prefer not to, just because when I'm trying to jump in to get the Zapfish in the end, I always get caught on the rail. And really, it's not as useful as they make it out to be. So I just personally recommend don't use the ink rail in that fight because it just make things easier for collecting that Zapfish. What is this? It looks just like the proprietor of the shoe shop. Could there have been an ancient creature that consumed paws as food? A terrifying thought indeed. Yeah, that is pretty terrifying because when you think about it, that's a sea creature eating seafood, which is pretty disturbing. That's like a human eating human. So that's not pleasant to think about. But on a more pleasant note, we have the World 4 boss to take on, the Octomaw. And this boss fight can be pretty difficult. But if you know what you're doing, this boss fight can go down actually pretty fast. I've actually had fights with this guy where I've killed him in like less than 2 minutes because this guy, you can really rack up the damage really fast. And the sign here in the background is a good hint of what to do because when I first played this game, I had no idea how to weaken this guy. Funny enough, him eating that Zapfish is actually a clue what you need to do in this boss fight. Because what you need to do is wait for him to open his mouth and throw a bomb inside. And that reveals his weak point. So he will eat things, and I didn't know that the first time I played. I thought you had to break all his teeth and then the weak point would come out, but that never happened. You need to expose it yourself with your bombs. And I do believe splat bombs are the only thing that work because I believe burst bombs aren't strong enough, and obviously seekers, you can't really throw them, so they won't do anything no matter what. Now here, you just need to expose enough to get into his mouth, and then you can go ahead and damage him. So you don't need to break all the teeth, luckily, and that's good because that'll take really, really long, especially in the third phase. Because each time he upgrades his teeth from standard to silver and then gold. So he really shows that he has money, apparently, because he goes straight for the gold in the end. But these gold teeth are really resistant, as you can see. They take a long time to get destroyed. But luckily for us, we have a lot of damage on our gun, and we have plenty of ink to throw a bomb after we do enough damage, so we don't have to worry about recharging. That's why I usually go for at least one upgrade on the gun, and then a couple upgrades on my ink tank. It just makes things like this way easier. And that's why I find that this boss fight isn't as bad as the one from World 3, because if you know what you're doing here especially, he can go by super fast. And even if you don't, and you know at least what you're doing in the fight, he's actually pretty simple to deal with. Holy mackerel pancakes, Agent 3, you're really good. I've seen better. If you keep this up, we'll find the great Zapfish in no time. That's great and all, but don't forget about the captain. Scrickety scratch. Who is this? Yeah, Inkopolis. Ah, it's the final boss. Give us back the great Zapfish, you jerk. And Captain Cuttlefish. We want him back too. Inkopolis is mine, yo. Dude, seriously, get your own radio channel. Agent 3, you gotta do something about this guy, and quick. I'm not sure if Agent 2 told the boss to get his own radio because we don't like him, or just because he's trying to be hip with the kids when he probably isn't. Let's just assume that one. But we got yet another new weapon thanks to the scroll of this boss fight. And that final boss is actually coming up sooner than you think, because with World 4 done, we go ahead and unlock the next area, which is the final one in the game. The gate to the next and final area is now opened, so let's go ahead and move on. And as I showed when we first got in the area, you can go ahead and skip this world altogether. So I've already technically made my way into this world before. And what's funny is if you come into this world early, but you decide to go back, kill a boss, but activate a level here, if you do a super jump to a level here, and you've never seen this cutscene before, they'll play out the cutscene like normal, and they'll teleport you here no matter what. It's hilarious. It makes no sense, but they just put you back down here on ground level thinking you're walking in here for the first time. So, yeah, that's actually pretty funny to think about. But our first level here, World 5, is just right up here. So let's just wait for the platform to go up. Takes its sweet old time. And now we can go ahead and climb, thank goodness. Let's go ahead and open up level 22, the Switch Splat Revolution. A change of scenery. And by change of scenery, we mean more or less a change of platform mechanics, because now we're going to go ahead and move these platforms around. We're not going to be waiting on them, mostly. I mean, we're still kind of waiting on these to move, but we're not going to wait on these things to do their own little cycle. We're going to take the cycle into our own hands and make it up ourselves. So what you need to do is you need to go ahead and fill up these blocks here with your ink. Doing so, you'll go ahead and create a pathway for you to just move around on. And it's really, really cool to think about. Unfortunately, it's the only level that does this in the game. So I wish another level would have done this as well. But it's a really cool gimmick to think about. Also, how did you not die? There you go, you're dead. Alright, just take care of that guy, activate our platform, and see one just kind of pop out, which you'll be seeing that a lot. Since you're the one moving these platforms, obviously the enemy is predicting that, and they're waiting for you. So, once these things move around and flip, you'll start seeing the Octarians just kind of pop their head around the corner, ready to attack you. But if you anticipate them doing that, you can kill them before they get a shot in, so that helps. And luckily for us, the scroll was actually pretty easy to get to because it was just right here hiding behind one of the moving platforms. So luckily for us, it wasn't really that big of a deal. Just go ahead and explore around one of the moving platforms and you're good. Which, to be fair, that's pretty much how a good chunk of the scrolls go. If you just explore behind something, you'll usually find the scroll you're looking for. Which makes things pretty dang convenient if you ask me. And I was hoping that would have killed, because I love it when you can kill that final auto sniper with one of your bombs, and then you're standing where the teleporter spawns into, because all you gotta do at that point is just go. You don't even need to worry about holding down the squid form or anything, because you're already doing it. Just sit there and wait. But now we go ahead and activate these platforms, climb on up, deal with these octo balls, just get them out of the way. And right here, we can activate this, flip it around, or if you know exactly where the platform is and you got some clever jumping, you can just land right on into the launcher and just move on to the final area. You don't need to worry about that at all. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that item there because that's actually a bubble, and I'm not gonna use the bubble whatsoever. What I want to go ahead and do is just rain down with this ink strike that I have, or not ink strike, the Inkzooka. I don't know why I called it ink strike. That was a little odd. And I could actually get that bubble to get more points, but to be honest, I don't want to rave around for it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and move on. It would have helped to have more points, sure, but do I need them? No. So we're not gonna wait. We're just gonna go straight to the end. From the depths of the sea, we emerged long ago, seeking the light of the surface. In search of still greater lights, we now send this message into outer space, sealed in a disk. Perhaps one day, we will encounter other intelligent life. As long as they have a disk reader. If they don't have a disk reader, I guess we're screwed. That's the moral of the story. Oop. Hopefully the disk reader tells them to not walk off the edge like an idiot. That was smooth. What I wanted to do was jump over here. For some stupid reason, I didn't pay attention that there was no ground. Also, I completely missed. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I was thinking I missed that ink rail, but no, I didn't. It just wasn't open up to me yet. So, getting a little confused. I shouldn't be doing that. Let's go ahead and activate this ink rail and level 23, the Spongy Observatory. So, let's go ahead and jump right on into things. So let's go ahead and hit these balloons whenever we can, because what's really cool about this level is because we got these balloons here next to sponges, we can go ahead and easily take advantage of these to activate these sponges immediately like this. It's really, really helpful. Now, I could go ahead, but luckily for us, the scroll is literally right here, and I don't know how I just made that jump. Oh man, that was nerve-wracking. I honestly should have died. I'm glad I didn't, but I don't know how I survived either. So what's nice about that scroll is it's literally in the beginning, and you can see the box right in the beginning of the level too, so that one's not that bad to get. But right here, we get ourselves an Inkzooka, and what I like to do with this one is I like to go ahead and use it up immediately right here. In this section, it's super useful. But here, what I like to do, as you've been seeing me do, is I like to go ahead and just stay in my squid form when I'm not using it. Not only to move around faster, but it really helps with the recoil time on that, because I feel like you get faster shots out when you're using your squid form with the Inkzooka. It's a really cool and useful strategy if you just want to go ahead and use that thing rapid fire style. So that's why I like doing a lot of times with the weapon. And really, I feel like this is like one of the best levels to showcase that with, because this level is so fast paced already with the sponges that doing that here just makes the most sense. Also, I didn't want to take a chance because I didn't trust that guy at all. Let's go ahead and blow this stuff up. Move very, very quickly, because these guys are just relentless with their bombs. And get out of here. Should be coming up to the final section right here soon enough. I do believe it's after this checkpoint we'll be into our final section. And get some free eggs, which are literally right here next to them, so why not? Alright, so activate the sponge here. I honestly should ink more ground, but I didn't. And you know what? We're not going to kill this guy. We're going to let him live. As long as I can climb. Wow, that was pretty terrible. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about this checkpoint. It's just kind of here. Now what's nice about this section is you don't even need to ink the wall. I mean, sure, it'd make things easier, because then you can just slide right on down, but you don't need to, per se, because you can just go ahead and just jump straight onto the launcher, and that's it. It's as simple as that. So I like doing that. It looks pretty fancy. In this final section, we just have some Octolings to worry about, and by now you already know how that goes. Octolings really aren't that bad to deal with as long as they're not chucking bombs at you all the time, so we'll just want to keep our distance as always, take them out, grab our Zapfish, and we'll be done with the level with no problems. The customary course of the Kalmari country. Nowadays, this song and dance may as well be carved into the very DNA of all Inklings. It began as a way to celebrate and show respect for the bounty of the sea. Very nice that we learned about their national anthem, but with that said, we're going to go ahead and end the episode here, thanks to Agent 2's nice compliment. I want to go ahead and end this on a nice note. I got called good by Agent 2. That makes me feel good. After last time, getting called, seemed better. So I'll take that compliment. Next time on Let's Play Splatoon, we'll finish up World 5 here, collect the remaining 4 Zapfishes we have, and go ahead and enter into the final boss territory. I'll see you guys next time.